you were asking about the audio features. So we're going to right click and create an audio track. Oh, you can hear me now. Coming through the Reason stuff. And this audio track will give me a chance to show you some of the features they've got for audio from Record and some of the new device, the Echo, which is really nice. So let's play with that. Let's first of all record something. Let's have a thing. Something imaginative. Testing. Very nice. Testing. Kind of reminds me of Soldier Boy. So we click on this clip that we've just recorded. We can see up here we've got a few different options. We've got transpose, so we can change the key of it really easily. Vocals, it's probably better to do that with Neptune, which is a nice vocal processing unit for pitch changing and auto-tuning and all that kind of thing. But you can kind of maintain the formant, which, as you can hear,
testing,
starts to sound like a chipmunk. Whereas if you preserve the formant, it sounds more natural. And the other cool thing is the time stretching, which is freaking incredible in Reason 6 and from Record. If you drag like this, it's just a normal drag, but if you control click drag, you get this. Testing. Obviously that's looping there, but you can change the stretch type to vocal and you get this. Testing. Now, considering how long I've stretched that, that's really good. If I do it a little bit less. Testing. That is really good. Compare it over the top of the beat as well. Testing. What a lyric. Anyway, you can't really notice the kind of the roboticness from the T. In fact, it kind of enhances it if you can notice it in this case. But yeah, that's a really, really good time stretch. Best one I've seen. I use it for time stretching all the time now. Reason 6. And I think it's time for the Echo. So let's open up the Show Insert FX and right click Effects, the Echo. Sweet. Gonna bypass it for now just because that's gonna get annoying. In fact, I think I can. Blam. There we go. Oh, it's not coming through in Reason anymore, so I can safely talk. All right, so the Echo has quite a few functionalities to it. It's not just a delay unit like you might expect. The main things here are in the mode section. You've got normal, which is just a regular delay. If I show you that, I'll solo out my gorgeous vocal. Testing. So that's a more conventional delay. You've got your feedback, depending on how long you want it to go on for. Your color, which allows you to add some kind of distortion and overdrive or limiting, even tube distortion, which is quite cool. Filtering, so you can make it more poppy. I love my poppy filtered distortions. Then you can use this thing, which I really like. I should probably record something different to show you that. Here we are, up in Reason 6, testing out some of the Echo's tricks. It's automatically added that again. Let's take that off. But the ducking is what I'm going to show you next. So if we play it without any ducking. Here we are, up in Reason 6, testing out some of the Echo's tricks. Here we are, up in kind of conventional delay there. If we add ducking to that, notice it doesn't make the delay audible when the vocal is actually playing, only afterwards, which is a really cool technique to make the vocal a lot clearer. You don't tend to get that simplicity of use in a lot of programs, and this is a really cool thing. This is one of the things I'm most excited about, and it just saves a lot of time. In addition to that, you can be a bit more kind of manual, hands-on with if you turn off the ducking. You can just use triggered mode to choose when to add the delay. So we sell this out. Supposedly put a bit of dry in there as well so you can hear it.
6. Testing out some of the echo's tricks. Here we are, up in Reason 6.
When you click on this trig button, it allows the signal through, only when you're clicking it, to be delayed. So you can kind of choose the words you want to be delayed, and that's really cool for automation, because you could just edit automation and just record it.
Here we are, up in Reason 6. Testing out some of the echo's tricks.
And that allows you to just pick out those words you want to be emphasized, which is really cool. Really, really cool feature. And last but not least is roll, which I love. I'm a big fan of beat repeating, and it's basically a beat repeater. Let's get rid of the trig automation we put in there. And to turn it... In fact, I'll just do this on the whole track up in the master, so you can really hear it. I'm going to put in effects. Yeah, go. Move it to the top so I can see what I'm doing, and turn it to roll mode. Now, this little slider, kind of like a crossfader, depending on how far you move it along, it allows you to kind of crossfade in a repeat of whatever delay is stored in the buffer. So if we give it a 1/8 delay time, and you can keep the pitch as well. That's one thing you might have noticed if you've ever used delays in the past and changed the time whilst it's playing. You get this kind of sound. Let's take a listen. Oh, it's bypassed, that's why. Here we go. You get that kind of high-pitched sound. However, if we click Keep Pitch and we apply our beat repeating, some seriously glitchy stuff going on, which is really fun. So we can automate that as well. So let's see what we get if we put some of this on. Hold shift if you want a bit more control over the parameters, as per usual. So here we go. And then we can play with the time as well in conjunction with that. And it just loops it round as long as you keep it held down. It's really, really useful. And this makes it really good for live use as well, because you could obviously link that up to a MIDI device and just trigger the beat repeats, which is one of the most commonly used kind of sounds that producers tend to use live. I know, I love it. Yeah, it's really, really cool function. Let's add a bit of compression, because this vocal is just annoying me when it's sitting so low in the mix. Let's bring it out. I should probably do that before. Got the wrong order. Compression, then echo. Otherwise you're compressing the echo, which is not so good. To the input and output of the echo to here. And you've got a few different CVs as well on the back of the echo, which is quite nice, so you can modulate them all separately. A bit of EQ wouldn't hurt as well. I tend, when I'm doing vocals, I like to bring up the kind of airy section right at the top, but mainly around here, around the 2 kilohertz. Fun times with the beat repeat, but yeah, and you can also boost a nice little trick around 200 hertz if you're careful, just above 200 hertz, because that's where the snare will be hitting. But you can get away with it sometimes.
Here we are, reason 6. Testing out the echoes tricks. Here we are, reason 6.
Yeah. Sweet. That's some simple processing on the vocals there. Let's name it vocals. And that's basically a quick run through of some of the options available. The only one I haven't mentioned is in the might work in the bass. The distortions you've got available. You've also got, if we right click on the equalizer, I should have just cut really, the line 6 guitar and bass amp, which can add a completely different tone to your basses. I tend to like doing this with a synth without the cabinet, personally, because I think it gives it a bit more brightness, but it can give it more power and body with the cabinet. So it's your choice. And here we go.
Here we are, reason 6. Testing out the echo.
In fact, if we mute that echo for now, because it's a little bit distracting.
Here we are, up in reason 6. Testing out some of the echo's tricks. Here we are, up in reason 6. Testing out some of the echo's tricks. Here we are, up in reason 6. Testing out some of the echo's tricks. Here we are, up in reason 6. Testing out some of the echo's tricks.
That might be nice as an insert effect because we've completely lost the sub there. So if we take that all out, link this back up, and in the aux, link it all up.
Here we are, up in reason 6. Testing out some of
there
the
we go.
echo's tricks. Here we are, up in...
Adds a bit more grit to it. So that's pretty much all of those features that the main ones that I thought I was quite excited about, and the ones you guys asked for on Twitter and Facebook. So there we have it.
Here we are, up in reason 6.
Let me know what you thought of this song commentary. Should I try some more? What should I do next? Do you think I should do this in different channels even? I've been wondering whether it's a bit distracting to have different types of content coming out all the time. But again, you might not get it if not everyone's subscribed. So let me know what you think, if you want me to do more of these. And we've got upcoming videos that are quite exciting. I've got a nice dubsteppy one coming up soon. You can see the previous video here, and you can see a completely random video here. Hope you enjoyed this kind of walkthrough. Cheers for watching, and have a nice day.